The lesson that I chose to focus on for my digital citizenship model was the lesson for grades 9 through 12 about feeling on display. And it basically poses the question to students: are girls and guys judged differently when they post photos online? It basically is to get the students thinking about the different pressures that they will face as they grow up and interact in an online world that is based largely in social networks. I think that the two main focal points of digital citizenship that are included here are digital etiquette and digital health and welfare. The etiquette portion is basically treating each other with respect and being good citizens. How would you feel if somebody commented that to you? And the digital health and welfare is basically just to give students something to help them to deal with these pressures. The lesson plan is elaborated here, and it states the learning objectives as to identify examples of teens evaluating one another's photos online, comparing and contrast attitudes towards boys and girls regarding editing, posting, and commenting on personal photos that are posted on social network sites, and analyzing broader gender norms and media messages that may frame the way people use and interpret photos on social network sites. Now, to me, the hook can be found right in the introduction and the warm-up. Also, this lesson is comprised of an introduction to what they refer to as teaches and then a close. The warm-up poses the question to the students on social network sites: how do you decide which picture should be your profile picture? What do you think makes it perfect? What standards, who sets the standards for what's a good picture? And then what would happen if you posted a profile picture that you didn't receive any likes or comments on? Now, this is something that hits close to home for me as a person and as a teacher. As a person, I have 4 little sisters who I see growing up in the digital age, and I see my 15-year-old sister deleting her photos on Instagram because they didn't receive enough likes in an hour or nobody commented on them. And I want to be able to help give them the tools to live in this world, as well as my students, because my students are going to be of the similar age and I see them going through the same thing. I think the hook could even be improved by putting an actual Facebook profile picture on there. The teacher could go through and find a random profile picture or get permission. I could get permission from one of my friends, or we could even do a celebrity's profile picture. Put a girl celebrity and a boy celebrity next to each other and say, what are the differences? It also has the students to define words, and then there's a lot of discussion in here. And we're going to tell the students what to do. There is also a video that the students will be viewing in here, and it's the feeling on display. And it's basically a group of teen girls talking about their feelings of being on display on social media, and if there is, in fact, a double standard. We are trying to ask the students a lot of thought-provoking questions in this. So do people create online images of themselves? Do they try to look, act, or be viewed in certain ways? Basically, what kind of persona are you curating online? There's also a class discussion of, are there certain kinds of girl photos and boy photos? What do you think influences what kind of photo that you put up? And then there's a closing, which is just asking. There's also, true, false questions that the students can answer. And there's tips for all teachers. So my specialty of language is not included in here, but there are a lot of tips, a lot of different content areas that are gone over in here. Also, like I said, there's multiple choice and true, false questions that are included in here. Overall, I do think that this would be a great lesson for the students. And like I said, it would give them tools and tricks on how to handle life. I think this could also be incorporated into Spanish easily because, the same double standards that are happening in this society also happen, if not to more of an extreme, in Hispanic culture typically. So this is something I could see using in every different situation.